very, very unique. And if you look at the bars, there's also difference in there's also a difference in the width and the thickness. So they're not all the same, they're all uniform. Some are thinner, some are really thick, some in between. And technology. Anyway, so now whenever you get to see the scanners at the supermarket, the machine is actually reading the spaces in between the black lines, that's the white spaces, and not the black lines themselves. Now, speaking of black and white, monochrome, right? It's one of the most popular colors in the world for police officers. And here in Port Harcourt, in Nigeria, there are a few colors that the police use. It's black, then you have the green, dark green for, quote, the mopo. I remember when we were younger, whenever I got to see the mobile police, we got it as the elite in the police division. Yeah, the mopo men, we'll call mopo for you. They were seen as better than the regular plain clothed police officers. But in the past decade, so many troubles have been caused by some members of the Nigerian police force, particularly those on the street themselves. A lot of problems. And I got to read an interesting write-up about why the police force is the way it is. Apparently, maybe some of you know this, well, those who are, in quotes, on the streets, those who are maybe corporals, maybe, staff sergeants and all of that, many of those, don't go to the police academy. I mean, there's a short recruitment process, and virtually anybody can come through. We need people to fill the ranks. So that's how that comes through. But that's why, and I remember on this particular station, I've heard a lot of people say, look, if you go to the police station itself, and you get to speak to a DPO, and you get to speak to a CP or an ASP, you're like, this man is sound. This woman is sound. Then where do they get these people from? Well, once again, it really has to do with the recruitment process. And we're going to be talking about them this morning, not about the recruitment process and how it can be changed. I think that's done and dusted. I want to ask you, in Port Harcourt, how you would rate the police officers and their activities within the past 2 weeks, this Christmas and New Year holiday. As always, welcome.
And now, hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Now, yesterday when I was reading the news, the River State Police Command says that Port Harcourt City and its environment will continue to be manned by security operatives to avoid last-minute strikes by criminal elements. Now, the Commissioner of Police, Okon Effiong, made this known while addressing newsmen in Port Harcourt. And I remember when I got to hear, that interview, I was impressed. He said, look, we're going to put Port Harcourt in lockdown in particular. Because those days when people snatch cars and in about 3 or 5 minutes they're out of the state, we have to, put roadblocks there so we can check. It was not going to be easy. That made a lot of sense. And yes, one would commend that is the force. That is, a man who's being proactive. If you've ever had your car snatched before, you would be very grateful if it could be found as soon as it was stolen, or much sooner. But that doesn't always happen. However, you see, listen to that particular interview, when he said last minute criminal elements from striking. I wonder if he knows that some of his police officers have also been the criminal elements. Because just about 2 days ago, on the 30th, I got a report of yet another extortion case in Port Harcourt. Yet another one. I can't help but wonder, there police officers on the streets of Port Harcourt, what exactly is the problem with just begging? Now, I'm not promoting, bad behavior. I wouldn't encourage anybody to act in a manner unbecoming, not just of the uniform that they wear, because that uniform, a lot of people forget, it's Nigeria. It's representing order in Nigeria. So when you put it on, you are an officer of the law. You are an officer to defend the integrity, not just of that piece of cloth, but of the, in quote, entity that is Nigeria. And I think a lot of police officers don't pay attention to it. I'm sure as I'm talking, it's probably going to the ear and coming out wow somewhere else, But let me say this. Apart from that uniform, if things are going really bad, and yes, it's been clearly established that things are bad with the system, the politicians don't want to do the right thing, the government doesn't want to restructure or change or upgrade the system of either employing police officers, welfare, blah blah blah. And I think it goes beyond money, if I'm honest, right? Because people have stated that a lot of the police officers who come through are either former convicts. Some of them are people who used to be bad boys in one group or one gang or one fraternity or whatever. No proper screening, right? Okay, but let's assume things are so bad. What happens to the mindset of a police officer that decide, you know what, in order to make my life bearable, I'm going to beat, extort, lie, label, and in some case murder for it? What is wrong with just begging? I'm serious. Why can't you as a police officer just say, but Jude, see, I'm seeing you now, or more things hard, you give me 100 naira. If you beg 100 people, I'm very sure maybe 20 will give to you. But I don't know if every single bus driver that you've collected money from, the 15 or 100 naira, were very pleased at giving you that money. I don't know. So, Rivers people, time for you to speak so that Mr. Effiong can hear. Listen, this morning, how would you rate the officers during this Christmas period?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
0923-070-0923-0923. That is the smart number. Call in, drop your name and your location, and you patch through to us in the studio. 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. For my vantage point, I could tell you in my area, a lot of people were very, very pleased with the presence of the police officers in that area. Patrol vans, this Rumosi Choba area, a lot of people were like, this period, not too much drama or not to hear anything. So, from my angle, I would say amazing work, proactive. Particularly when he made mention about people who will steal cars and kidnap people and inflate means they're out of Port Harcourt because of how quickly they can get out good odds at the exit points. But checkmate that a lot of people would say great. But what about inside Port Harcourt themselves? All right, so in the past 2 weeks, I'd seen no less than 10. Oh, I didn't carry the paper, I wrote it down. Oh my days. No less than 10 police officers collect good morning, a handshake from bus drivers. No less than 10. Some of the reason why I'm very upset I can't find that piece of paper is because I wrote down the names of the police officers as I was in the taxi, right? I put it on the paper, okay, fine. And life of me, I think I put it in the wrong trousers. So yeah, I did see that. I don't know what else you saw, but we're talking about police here. Find what you think of their actions during this holiday period. Yes, indeed. 2.3. Oh, apologies there. All right, this one says okay. This is the very one. Happy New Year, Jude. I'm sorry I can't watch this video. All right, I'm sorry I can't watch this video. 9.3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning, please.
My name is Clement.
Good morning, Clement.
Happy prosperous New Year to you, Mr. Jude.
Thank you. I wish you the same.
You did not ask us what we're expecting this year.
Oh, no need. Everybody's expecting
Let me
things.
quickly tell you mine. I want to eat your wedding rice. Moving on, Mr. Jude.
Wow.
I talk about the
Straight
police.
bullet.
Police, first of all, I want to say that they are doing a lot of good jobs. However, there are these ones that are judged by Akania, who I was expecting that they will do some kind of promo for the Christmas, like, today, it's festive season. Just go, no 100 naira, just go. I did not see that happen. In fact, it was only the driver that was saying, officer, we've been giving you since January now, let us go now. They will just smile. I said, we know the chop too. I beg, give us something. So, for me, I can't need to beg. The thing is, the commercial drivers should put all that they need to put in order in order for them not to be stopped and asked for 100 naira. Because if they have done that, then there is no need for police to collect 100 naira from them. Because for me, I think two wrongs cannot make a right. In a society, everything will be in order. I once asked a policeman, officer, why are you disgracing us? What do you mean? I said, you are putting on our uniform. He told me, now you buy it for me. I think the government buy it for me. It's my money. So I'm not disgracing your country. That's what he told me. So that's how it is. If the CP is listening, the CP should, let me not say the CP did not fall from heaven. The CP has been in the system for a long time. And I must say that the CP cannot do anything. And this is not a wish. He cannot. Thank you.
All right, it's an interesting sentiment there. So, like I said, the people are watching. The people are watching. The people are angry. And when I come back, I'll tell you a very funny skit that is being, promulgated these days. And I'll tell you why it's funny and why at the same time it is disheartening. Hello, Potako returns. Good morning. morning to you. 28 minutes gone past the hour of 10 o'clock, and we're talking about the security experiences this past 2 weeks. Yes, it's the what do you call it? The holiday season, Christmas and New Year. It's done, dusted. How would you rate them? Now, I did tell you that there's a very interesting skit that's been promulgated here in Nigeria now. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the skit where two young men or a young man or whoever is sitting, but more often than not, it's a young man who's sitting, and then somebody just walks up with a note and says, "Hey, look, EFCC are coming to catch you. They caught your friend, and he's bringing them to you because you are an accomplice." And then, as soon as the person reads it, they all run away. There's usually somebody who dresses, in a suit and looks like a police officer, like an EFCC official, and everybody's scampering. Woo! Scary. I've laughed. But I've also realized that this is the kind of psychological torture many young Nigerians are experiencing. Aloy is speaking to us from Iwofe. Aloy, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Jude, I don't like the way we talk about police in isolation. As if police is different from the government that we are having today. Who is recruiting the police? Who is paying the police? Who is the police reporting to? The government will have this that are not working. That we know that they don't have, as long as all of us know that no sector that they are in charge that is working. Okay, you even take it back to the police. These policemen use all this money they collect that they knew them. So in your relation this one time that if you do corruption from police, they will collapse. They will not listen. Because money that you don't give, even is even give is not enough. The little is not. So when we talk about police in isolation, I want to leave that war. I don't know what is happening. What nation where they say, what are they being paid? The police is being paid less than 1,000 a year for tackle. Shoot the sport, wife and children. Sometimes I wonder we are in another war.
But Aloy, your view is not wrong. If it's one of those particular that makes the picture make more sense. Yes, they can talk about and this or maybe even treated to the Nigeria. But that same mouth that you just said that can also tell you that if you give it the opportunity to speak about civil servants, who are also being well paid by the government, you will say the same thing. However, civil servants stop money, make libelous statements against people, don't blackmail them, and more importantly, hold on, Aloy, and more importantly, don't kill them. More importantly, that's where the worry is.
Civil servants in Nigeria are more dangerous, are more evil. In fact, the president of this country said they are not civil servants, they are evil servants. they are worse than police. Civil service, because the reason why we talk about police is because they are always on our face every day. So, Jude, go for anything in Nigeria. You will see, Jude, don't even talk about it. They are worse than police.
Okay.
At least if you base police, okay, let me, and they will do whatever you have. No in post service, no in post service office in Nigeria.
So, Aloy, before I go start on the line, how would you rate the security architecture past 3 weeks this Christmas period? Are you impressed with Offiong, the new CP? I think he's done great.
Jude. So from where I'm sitting, I'm standing. I've always been impressed with them.
Okay, he's been impressed. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. Zion, great job by the police in the past 3 weeks.
I'm impressed.
You're impressed. Good.
I'm impressed. That is what I'm looking for, especially on my routes. You see them positioned especially from CPM. They are there all through, even till the next morning. I see them positioned with that, waiting for the next call. So I would say this city has tried. What could the state government and it's not? And this other aspect of it saying police are collecting money, demonizing that collecting or that collection, I don't like it.
Are you saying it's okay for? Are you saying it's okay for police? Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying it's okay for policemen to stop a buzzer and say, "Give me a gunje. If you don't give me, I'll park you"? Are you saying it's okay?
By right, they shouldn't even stop the bus driver or the taxi driver. As you are getting, they give them that money.
Wait. Let me get this straight. Okay.
Jude.
Yeah.
Jude.
Yes, please.
As you are coming close to the police, if it is 200 in your hand, 100 in your
Just
hand,
give them.
Just give it to them.
Now let me ask you. Wait, hold on, Zion. Let me ask you, because this same question was asked of us sometime a week or two ago. On this program, somebody is pulling a revenue generating arm of the government. What again you been the person? I can stand that and just struggle. It's okay to give gifts. You know, the way you walk, you chop, like I say, gift. But we're talking about policemen who are again in a serious that what is giving you promote that promote the police is Zion and the most Zion will give tonight. Why will you not ask that for just license? Or tell your tire is bad, or tell you should be illegal diesel. Why would you do that?
You not do that. Let me know this conversation to you. You see brothers are standing small eateries, so even don't secure the bank.
Yes.
If I'm moving, I give them. Supermarket. In fact, they have known my family so much. I don't give to my more there. Come to tell me, the boy didn't tell me. Look at this for them with that 100 transportation. I won't give them get time or material. They now see the time they are friends. That's how they want to treat us. We are so stingy.
Let me say that you go. The narrative is the one respect. Like I said, I'll give you one is inside of my head because the other you are that okay. Okay, that keep my 3 morning.
Morning.
Wow. Hello, go on. Oh, dear. All right, 00323 smart numbers 092093. Please call, drop it, and depart to us. We have a caller from Ogundu speaking to us. Good morning to you.
Good
morning.
Yeah, if you go and check those periods, we've always had stealing and robbery to the highest order. But as I'm talking to you right now, here is very different. Let me tell you why it's different. Why these boys have not committed or done what they are used to known to have done. Because, one, these boys have gone into one chance. They are no longer carrying arms, broad daylight. What they are doing now is
like kidnapping people.
Chance. Yes. If you're going from Choba to Alaka to Rumokuru, Jude, the number of one chance that is there, I'm telling you just something that happened yesterday. Yesterday, somebody was robbed in that place, and somebody came and confirmed it that they are more and more in that area. So what I'm saying in essence is this way has disguised another means. Not that they are not there. They are there. Secondly, too, what they are doing right now is politicians have recruited them for next year's election.
You mean this year's election?
The small money, giving them money or buying of things until next year. Not that they are not. But when it comes to this thing, that yes, police is there. But let's tell you where I come from. Park have done the best. Asking where in Alakaya, making. Not that the police is not there, but people are managing the affairs of the community and make sure that those boys, they are doing their job. Ask questions and tell anybody to tell you. Thank you very much.
Emma, it was good morning to you, please.
Thank you.
Good morning, you welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
But I think we are talking about bad action in order to nation called Nigeria. I want to ask, if you go to Italy now, that is a case of activity all over the world. An Italian policeman on a state activity. So you do think that man will collect it?
I will know.
If you go to Britain and see a British policeman on the road now, and you say, okay, take this money because of the 3 months as a gift.
Yeah.
You think that a British policeman will collect it? The answer is no. They will never, no matter the money you give them. And we learn from them. And who are that he does that in order to have respect. And thereby encourage them to continue to collect.
He didn't come right because he gift that we should be giving gifts. That's what he said.
That's what I'm saying. When a properly trained military man or a policeman is on the road, they will never collect any money from you at you. When it's not it's on the road and you make him and say, take it. But under asking service, all a decent never collect that money. Let's do that response, not to do it.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, dear. Accidentally got disconnected from Braid, I believe. Braid was calling from Buguma. Braid, sincere apologies there. What's up now? 068016. Hello. Is it the government that we need to do is needed? Whatever happened to our humanity, whether they pay these men and women well or not, you don't take your frustration out on the other person. It's simple decency. These men in uniform are not decent because where they are from, they allow their circumstances change them. I says. 92.3. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Chief Comrade.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome, please.
Yes. The issue is that let us not encourage classification for any reason. These people are being paid with the taxpayers' money. In as much as gifts can be given in a season like this. But now, if you agree with me, the police has made it a mandatory that any boss, like if you are coming from these houses, Molokri, going towards the UCC, you will see that there are some police officers that will stay at Abale Park. Any boss that must pass there, must give them. If you don't give them, they will stop you. But if you bring out your hand by the window, they will collect it and it will go. Is that the country we should be able to have such a security in this country? And if you question and get them, they don't know whether you carry a head of human being. They don't care. If they are out for stop and start, they will be able to start whatever vehicle, whether you give them 1 million naira.
Oh, no.
Yes, they should stop you and start a vehicle. They should do the right thing at the right time. There are some certain things we are doing that is corrupting the society. You give them money, they pay you.
Yeah.
Does it give any credence to their business?
Good question, Brady. Does it give any credence if you continue to give them gifts? Muriel is in Okrika. Good morning to you, Muriel.
Good morning, Gil.
Good morning.
Jude, sorry there. You see, Jude, many of us are civil servants, so and when they need to say the police, they are not giving them good remunerations and more good salary. So who will now speak for us now?
Well,
we all of us, we are in the same country, the same state.
They say, Muriel, they say that the civil servants are evil servants, that some of them are worse than police officers. In fact, that some of your colleagues in the various parastatals, federal and state, and even local government, are the reasons why there are a lot of problems in all these areas. It's the civil servants. Are you part of the problem?
Absolutely, Jude. In all parastatals, there are good and bad, and so is the police. So, no, they shouldn't be saying we should be the salaries of the police are so low, and that's why they are doing their crimes out. They do it outside. In fact, they do it as if it's now legal. It's now part of their service. You see, when you enter except the person that does not enter public transport, especially on this My 3 Park,
yes,
UST roundabout.
Wow.
They just do it as if it's part of their duties. They just have to stand there, and one will stay at the front, and one will stay at the back. If you want any taxi that doesn't pay, they will just, the other one at the back will say, hey, stop down at the front. They say, well, in fact, it's so irritating, so annoying. It's becoming so annoying now. So they are not paying them much, and they are not doing this for them. That's why they do this. And we should be giving them gifts. So who now give me gifts now? Who now give some of? It's not an excuse.
Mira, I want gifts too. I don't receive gifts. I want gifts too. I want gifts.
If you know they don't bring uniform, come out and tell the public that they are not sewing uniforms for you, and that's why you're collecting this. So you collect it from January to December just to sew one uniform. How many times do you sew uniforms? It's so pathetic. It's so annoying. And I want to ask Nigeria: have they experienced female police officers? I'm telling you, if you experience female police officers, you will not. They are good ones, but some of them, they are so even more heartless than the men.
Wow.
They don't even look at your face. Well, in fact, you haven't had one chance.
Okay.
If you don't have everything complete.
Okay, so but Mira, let me ask you. Mira, in the past 3 weeks, have you been impressed with the level of security in and around River State?
I see the security situation in River State has been on for not just for 3 weeks, for a long time. So the trend is on. The governor has done so much for them.
Okay.
He has given them so much, and absolutely, Jude. He has given them so much. His attention is so much on them, even as civil servants. He pays them to anyone that dies, even those that are even guarding and private individuals. When they die, when anything happens to them in the course of service, he gives them 20 million to their family. So why would they not? The trend has been on. It's not as if it's them. It's the governor that is boosting them. He's giving them so much.
Okay.
So I think that is what is showing out. It's not even their action, because they are even as much as it's doing for them, they're still doing their normal evil service.
Evil.
And even doing more.
Wow. She described, Miro, thank you. She described it as evil service. Interesting. Good morning, Jude. It was the giving of money to the police by drivers that has now become a thorn in our lives. You should have cut off the caller who suggested that the police be giving money by drivers. It's not a good idea. I am shocked. I'm sure, have conversations like this. Let's understand where this direction is coming from. There's nothing in that. It's like tipping. When serviced in this, you go more, or serve this of the fares. Okay, tip. So it. But don't tip a police. What I do know, some people do in the US, if they know the officer has been beautiful and respectful. I've heard of some women who get kicks when the officer closes the day traffic. Officer, take a cake, go hi to your wife. These are communal. That may bond, particularly small counties and districts. It makes it a bit tighter, close knit. But an officer going to work driving, maybe say, hey, officer, don't take this $200. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Going, what is bad is bad. Any act which is similar by law is wrong. Whether it promotes your taxpayers' money, it don't matter if the salary of a job is room there. All right, Elvis, thank you very much. Thank you. I always hear and read comments like this from wherever you are in Port Harcourt. Now, this year, Settle Sparrows will always try to get you best content, post discussion. The elections are going to be on the here on Hello to hear from you, particularly local councillors. So stretch our feelers out to get more of them to join us in the studio. They get to answer you. You are their members, and I think it's time that you to hear and riveted like that as an employee of labor. Right now, they are tweeting you. So, what should you give them? Question. Hello, Taco. I'm helping with that in particular. So, a lot to look out for in the coming months here. All right, Jude. Share the wine mini. Those senior officers people think are decent are the worst. All you see the junior officers do out there are masterminded by the quote so-called senior officers. Their seeming intelligent and polite disposition is just a make believe, and they are manipulative schemes. They give targets and receive remittances from those posted on the road. The Nigerian police force is structured to be anti-people, Kelly says. Good morning, Jude. Giving police money is not bad. I think it's a way of encouraging and appreciating their work, not punishing civilians for not giving, especially transport drivers. Someone saying Nigerians are stingy. I cannot say the person is saying nonsense. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating. Brings me back to my other question. Rather than extort, beat, enforce arrests that are totally unjustifiable, why not just beg? This past 3 weeks, I've seen videos from Lagos of police officers rough handling people. In fact, there was one that they beat the boy in his father's presence. His father is an elder, and an older person, and this police officer came, kicked him off the ground. And when I read the story, so there were a convoy and the person who was driving, didn't give way for them, blah 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 blah. I still ask myself, is that the proper way to go about that scenario? If you're a police officer, listen to me. Let me share something with you before I wrap up. Your colleagues who are in other countries, when they are moving very important guests, governors and some things, they don't make a lot of noise. They don't. Even your principals whom you guard, the governors, senators, when they go to other countries, they take public transportation where there is no special policeman like you to follow them on the road. None. Power is transient, and power is also an illusion. I leave you with that thought. Power is transient. Power is also an illusion. 9.3. Hello, Pataka returns.